Mama's gone mad. Mama's gone mad. Mama's gone mad.
Hi, I'm Brenna, and this is the Mama's Gone Mad podcast.
Mama's gone mad. Mama's gone mad.
Today I'm going to be joined by Molly, who is actually a listener of this podcast, and over that we've kind of bonded because of the ADHD episodes. She got in touch with me and basically said that she finally felt heard. She'd never known anyone else who had ever had sensory disorder before, and we get on really well, so we decided to do an episode together, and I really hope you enjoy it. Okay, so welcome to the podcast, Molly.
Hello, thank you.
It's been a bit of we've had like 20 minutes of just like running around the house.
Yeah.
After the baby and while I did jobs. So this is like, and the baby's still here, so we might get her picking up on it. So you're here to talk about ADHD.
Yeah.
So you're undiagnosed, aren't you?
Yeah, so I'm going through the diagnosis process at the minute, but it's just sort of the waiting.
Are you doing it via NHS?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's quite a wait, isn't it?
Waiting list, yeah.
Yeah. So what made you think to go about that?
To be honest, I've always felt like something was sort of off, if you know what I mean. Like, day-to-day life, like, why is it so hard? You see other people sort of doing life and you think it's not that hard for them. So I always thought something was off. And then I think it was lockdown. Everybody was on TikTok with ADHD and stuff like that. And I thought, like, that's me. Mm-hmm. That's my symptoms. And I was quite shocked that there was sort of a name for what I was struggling with.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really what pushed me.
Especially with it being ADHD, because I always thought, and I think a lot of people think ADHD is little boys running up the walls. Oh, here's Alessia back. Running up the walls, can't sit still, don't listen. And it was always kind of targeted as little boys, like, oh, troublesome boys.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, over the past few years... Right, for the listeners, Alessia has just gone back to the snack cupboard and I don't know what she's going to do at this point. She's after a Terry's chocolate orange, I've put it out of reach. She's going for Oreos now, I don't know what's happening. Do you want them? Oh, you want them? Right. Right, so we had to pause because Alessia wanted Fox's biscuits. So yeah, it was always kind of targeted as little boys running up the walls, causing trouble.
Yeah.
And I don't have TikTok, Stuart has TikTok.
Yeah.
And he saw the same videos as what I'm guessing you saw, and he kind of came to me and was like, you're a lot like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, I haven't got ADHD, what you on about?
Yeah.
He's like, maybe. And then for me, I had like a really bad time with my mental health because I went into this dip of like, why can't I keep on top of the house?
Yeah.
Why do I lose my mind so much when everyone's talking and there's music on? Like yesterday, I had to stop the music and tell everyone to shut up.
Yeah.
I just had to say, this is too much noise from too many directions.
Yeah, I'm the same, yeah.
I'm getting hot, I'm getting bothered, I feel like I'm going to suffocate.
Yeah.
And I don't think people fully understand that.
No. It's the same in my house, like, when the kids have got telly on, tablets on, John's speaking, they're speaking, it's too much, I'm too hot. Mm-hmm. But then it's like stuff like, if I've got the washing machine on, or I'm itchy, wearing the wrong clothes.
Yeah.
It's all weird.
Like, I was amazed today because you've come in jeans, I can't wear jeans.
They're the
Are they like
slackest
stretchy
jeans,
ones?
yeah. The only pair of jeans I've ever found, they fit right. There's no itchy tags, nothing's like, you know, like the seams on your jeans.
Yeah.
I can't deal with them. It's the only pair of jeans I've ever found.
I'm bad with socks.
Yeah.
Like Stuart and the kids will wear odd socks and it knocks me sick.
Oh,
I'm like, how can you wear odd socks? They must feel so different on each foot.
For the sock, it's like the stitching.
Yeah, across the toes.
Yeah.
They've got to be like down for me.
Yeah.
If they're near my toe, like I have to pull them back. If they're like on my toe, I freak out.
It's horrible, isn't
This
it?
must be so weird to listen to people without ADHD. They'd be like, what are they on about?
Sorry, I'm overwhelmed today because I can't get the right socks on. Like,
yeah, sometimes I'll take ages to get ready and I'll shout at Stuart. I'll be like, I'm having a sensory day, and he's like, we need to be out the house.
Yeah, you can't deal with it though, can you?
Sorry, I can't.
It's just one of them things. Like, if I can't go out for a day out if I've got the wrong clothes on, because it's all I'm thinking about all day.
No, I wouldn't enjoy it. Like, I turn up to work in the scruffiest
clothes.
Me
too.
Because I'm like, these are the comfiest. I went to my mum's the other day in pyjama bottoms because I've gained a bit of weight and I was like, none of my pants fit right and I feel uncomfortable.
It's
so
just
I'm wearing pyjama bottoms,
though, isn't it? Yeah. You just got to go with what's comfy. That's why, like, if we go out anywhere or do anything, I need to be comfortable all the time.
Yeah.
24/7 school run, I look like an absolute scruff.
I'm the same. I'm exactly the same. I'm a nightmare for getting glasses as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have to get the right ones that feel right on my face.
Yeah.
And I sit in the opticians for ages and they're like,
good.
you know, we can adjust them. I'm like, yeah, but they have to feel right. I'm like, just let me try on 100 pairs and I will eventually come down to one that's okay.
Yeah.
Because you've got to wear them every day.
It's nose pads though, mine slip constantly, so it's like,
I'm like that.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, we are very similar. We're both school cleaners.
I know.
We're both mums.
Crazy, isn't it?
Oh, God.
Both love Lego.
Yeah, I love Lego. It's like,
I want to buy all the massive sets, like £180. I'm like, I can't spend that on Lego, unfortunately.
I've put most of mine upstairs now because I couldn't trust the kids around.
No, they're like, can we play with it? No, it's for sure.
I'm like, no, you can't play with it. That's Mummy's Lego. Step away from the Lego.
I know, it's crazy though, isn't it? Because I think it's like, you look at it, think it's Lego, it's a toy, and I'm like, no, it's just for decoration.
I got the Hocus Pocus one, and I let them play with that.
I want that one.
Oh, it's really good.
Is it?
So I let them play with that, and I was like, watching them like,
Anxiety right on edge.
And in the end, Stuart was like, we're putting that upstairs because I can't watch them play with that any longer.
Oh God, it's a nightmare, isn't it?
No. Right, I've totally lost track because we got onto Lego.
Oh, sorry, yeah. We were talking about ADHD.
yeah, we were. So, do you have any particular triggers, like, for you? Obviously, you've said about the kids being loud.
Yeah.
And, I mean, is husband, partner?
Just partner.
Partner. Partner's voice. I mean, I'm the same with Stuart.
Yeah.
Goes right through me.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the ADHD.
No, I think it's with partners as well, though. Like, John, like, if he'll think I'm not listening to him when
That's
I
Stuart.
am. And I'm like, no, I can't hear you because there's 10 other things going on.
That's Stuart.
And I can't physically listen to you right now.
That's Stuart, and I'll ask him to repeat himself and again, and he gets quite annoyed, and I get I do get why, but I'm like, I'm listening to you and I'm trying to focus on you, but it isn't going in.
Yeah. It's
I'm
too
like,
much.
I can hear what you're saying, but I'm not taking any of the words in. Here you are with your crisps. She's back. Yeah, Peppa Pig crisps, they're clever, aren't they? You're going to go eat them. Yeah.
Bless her.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm very much the same with that, and I think Stu, he says that he tells me stuff. I'm still not sure he does.
Yeah.
Because I don't hear it at all. And he'll go and do something. I'll be like, "Why have you done that?"
Yeah.
You didn't say, and he's like, "I did." I'm like, "No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You definitely didn't. I didn't hear that."
It's like my house as well. We are exactly the same. John's like, "I've told you a million times." I'm like, "You didn't. You haven't."
Yeah.
He's like, "I've told you." No. I said, "I can't remember that conversation." I said, "One of us is lying because I definitely didn't hear."
Yeah. I think one of my worries... Hello, you coming to sit on my knee? I think one of my worries, though, is Stu tries his hardest to keep me comfortable with my overstimulation.
Yeah.
And by that, he sometimes tames the kids a bit, which I don't want.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, I can't stand the noise and the movement. Like, sometimes it's movement.
Yeah.
If I see them and they're in the wrong place in my head, I'm like, oh, you're too close to me, you're at the wrong side of me. Like,
it's a nightmare, isn't it? It physically is. It's all the time.
Yeah.
Like, especially at home, like, the kids will be too loud but you feel bad for, like, then saying, can you please quieten down a little bit, because they're just being kids.
Yeah.
But, like I said, John, I physically can't cope with that amount of noise. I feel like my head's going to explode.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I feel like I can't breathe. Yeah. It's like a suffocation.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm going to stop breathing. And I kind of feel like I'm sinking into a very tight hole, and it freaks me out. Like, it's like an anxiety attack.
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it?
And no one gets it. And sometimes if I'm out, like, for meals with friends and stuff, they'll be talking to me, but there's all the noise around us, and I can't take it in.
Yeah.
And because I don't want to keep asking my friends to repeat themselves, I'm sat there thinking, is this a happy conversation? What reaction do they need from me right now?
It's really bad when you're out though, because like if me and John will go for a meal or something, I can't concentrate on him, and he's like, "Oh, stop being nosy, stop looking around." I'm like, "I'm not. I just physically can't just singly cope." Talking to you, I think, because I can hear all everybody's conversations.
Sometimes I have to find where the noise is.
Yeah.
That's it, like the one that I'm focused on, that I don't mean to be focused on. I have to find it so I can defocus from it. Like,
it's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah. And I don't think anyone in our families get it. And, like, mine and Stuart's, I mean, I don't know about yours. I don't think any of them get it. And sometimes, even when I'm just with family, it can be a bit much.
Yeah.
You know, like, I try my best, but I feel like I can't tell them to stop, and I can't keep saying, right, what did you just say? Because that didn't go in.
I
And
know,
I
'cause
have
it looks
to
like
just
you're not
nod along.
listening though,
Yeah.
doesn't it? And people think, oh, she's just being rude, not listening. But
Yeah.
sometimes you physically can't.
And with the fact that I always interrupt people, that doesn't help. Like, I must look like the rudest sod when I'm out with people, because
Honestly,
I'll
I'm the
interrupt them and then I'll be like, sorry, what were you saying? Because I was not focusing on
Yeah.
that. I was focusing on what I needed to say
Yeah.
in my head, and it needed to come out, because
Yeah.
otherwise it's gone forever.
Yeah, that's it. You'd like I try and finish people's sentences all the time. And
I do.
I'm trying to stop myself.
I do. And the reason I do it is because I kind of need the sentence to be over with faster, so
Yeah.
I can then get out what's in my head.
Yeah.
So the kids will be talking and I know I should let them talk, but then I'll finish the sentence and
Yeah.
Stu's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm the same.
I need that sentence to be finished.
Yeah, yeah. And
Oh,
kids
it's
take
weird,
forever,
isn't it?
don't they?
Yeah.
You're like, come on, come on.
Yeah, I'm like, what happened in your day? Come on. Yeah. Oh, God.
bless
We
you.
are very similar.
Yeah, we are, yeah.
It's quite nice because obviously you listen to the podcast,
Yeah.
and you got in touch with me
I did, yeah.
about the ADHD.
Yeah.
You explained no one you hadn't met anyone with sensory disorder before.
No.
Yeah, and you finally felt kind of heard with it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think it was because, when I first learned about sensory disorder, I didn't know it had, a name. Do you know what I mean? I just thought it was one of these things I struggled with. It was just me.
Sorry,
no, you're all right.
Sorry. Just have the biscuit. Go. Have the packet then. Go. Go. Good girl. I'll have that biscuit. Right, Leslie's just took a full pack of biscuits. Sorry.
No, it's all right. No, I didn't know there was a term for it, like sensory disorder or anything like that. But it was one of those things that I've always sort of struggled with. I've just lost my train of thought.
No, I have as well. It's absolutely fine. We'll bounce off each other. We'll do it. We'll just interrupt. We'll bounce off each other. It'll work out.
But yeah, feeling seen. That's what you're saying.
Yes. Well done.
No, it's because in my family, there isn't really any. Some people have got mental health issues, stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's nothing like what I was struggling with.
Yeah.
Like sensory disorder, it's a massive thing in my life. Completely takes over sometimes. So when I seen you on the podcast saying about it, I thought, oh my God, there's somebody else.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was relieved when you messaged, because I thought, am I going to sound crazy to everybody here?
Yeah.
When I explain this, because I only found out that I had sensory disorder when I was diagnosed with the ADHD.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was talking to him about all the things that I struggle with, and he was like, you know that can happen with ADHD, you can have sensory disorder.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's sensory disorder?
Yeah, it's
He's
not
like,
talked about enough, is
yeah.
it?
He was like, that's what you're suffering with.
Yeah.
Like, as a kid, I couldn't stand certain knickers.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds so
Yeah.
strange, but knickers for me were my trigger.
Yeah.
And there was one day I would not put them on, and my granddad needed to get my older brothers to school. He was watching us for the weekend. I think my parents were away. And he got two of my brothers to hold my knickers apart, and he dropped me in them, and I screamed like mad, because to me it was almost painful to wear them, and no one understood it.
Yeah.
And I still don't think they understand it.
No.
They still make jokes about this whole knicker thing, but to me it was such a big thing, and I never understood how everyone could just wear. I'm still funny with knickers.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm wearing Stuart's boxers today. I'm not even joking. That's why I'm in these big baggy pants.
Big thing for bras. I hate bras.
Yeah, I'm funny with bras.
Can't get anything to fit if it doesn't fit right, if it doesn't sit. Some days I just don't wear one.
Yeah,
I just can't be bothered.
I can't not wear one. I'd knock myself out. I have about 4 bras, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I have 2 that are a bit nicer, for whatever. My mum listens to this. And let's go back to normal bras. No, I have 4 bras that I can wear for a full day.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, once they're worn down, I'm screwed.
It's a nightmare, isn't it? It's trying to get stuff that fit.
I used to stitch the wire back in.
Oh, did
when they
you?
would wear down and the wire would come out, I'd stitch it back in,
Yeah.
because I was like, I need this bra. I wore a SpongeBob bra for about 4 years. It didn't even fit me by the time. Thank you. I'll have that chewed up biscuit. That's lovely. Do you want it back? That's nice. The thing is, right, for all the listeners, Alessia actually gets on with Molly.
Yeah.
It's a miracle. So she keeps coming through, which is a bit of an issue. I'm having another hot flush as well. This is a nightmare. Yeah, so knickers and bras, bad for us.
Nightmare.
Yeah, we need to just go commando for me.
It is. It's an absolute nightmare. Trying to go shopping, you think, maybe get myself something nice, but then it's just nightmare. You've got to go in, you've got to feel what the fabric feels like, the texture.
Stuart laughs at me for that.
Oh, no.
And if I find something soft, I have to buy it.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can't keep buying pyjamas. Because that's all I buy. But I'm like, they're the only soft things.
Yeah. At Primark trips, it's just basketfuls of pyjamas.
Yeah, it is for me as well. I've lost my train of thought now. I'm going to pause it for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back. Right. It's been like 15 minutes or something. So we were talking about sensory disorder and triggers and what triggers it. I think we're both quite similar because bras, kids, husbands.
Yeah.
But what do you do to deal with it, or is there anything you do at all?
So if I get like really overwhelmed, I have to make sure the kids are not fighting first.
Yeah.
Even if they are, put them in separate rooms.
Separate them.
And then I go into the bathroom, close the door. Mm-hmm. I put my fingers in my ears and I close my eyes. I take loads of deep breaths. But
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, I have to make sure that I'm calm enough to come back out though, because if I'm not calm enough and I come out, the slightest thing will set me right back off, and I'm right back up.
I'm like that.
It's a nightmare. It's like right back up to full blown nightmare meltdown.
Yeah. I'm like that. I'm exactly like that. But I've never put my fingers in my ears and closed my eyes and took deep breaths. I didn't know that was a thing.
I tried just taking deep breaths, and it wasn't enough because I'm like quite sensitive to lights.
I am.
So I have to close my eyes.
And movement for me, like as I was saying, if people are moving around, it's like I can't even explain it. It's nice to have someone here who gets it.
Yeah.
All these listeners are going to be like, what?
These two weirdos.
Yeah, can't stand the kids moving and talking.
I know. It is. It's hard work though, because you just want them to be kids.
Yeah.
But it's so hard trying to not be angry all the time.
Yeah, like I find it a hard balance between disciplining them when they deserve to be disciplined, when they do need told off, they do need sort of pulled up on things, and just disciplining them because I'm in the wrong mood and thinking something's bad even though it's just been a trigger to me. And that's what I was saying about like Stuart trying to regulate things. It doesn't actually work out well, because then I feel guilty because I think, well, I've held them back when all they were doing was singing, dancing, playing. And because
normal
in my
kid
head,
stuff.
because in my head we're sitting down to watch a film, so I think it's going to be calm and quiet.
Yeah.
Like nearly 9 years into parenting, I should have learned my lesson by now. That's not what a film is.
Yeah.
But because that's what I'm expecting, sometimes when they then get up and play,
you think you should be watching this film, sit down.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, they're moving. Why aren't they sat here eating popcorn quietly, watching the film?
Yeah.
And I don't want them to feel like they have to sit quietly.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, if we're out, say we're at the cinema or a restaurant, they do need to know when is right to sit quietly. I never know quite the balance of where I stand in terms of disciplining them. Yeah. Should I be shouting at them for that? Should I not?
Yeah.
And we were just saying, while we were paused, which is a shame, that we both find it hard to gentle parent.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because we don't want them to be brats, and I appreciate that gentle parenting, when done in a certain way, doesn't make brats. Yeah. We're both getting distracted because the big lorry came.
I'm trying not to look at it.
We were both saying it's hard to like gentle parent because, one, we don't want our kids to grow up being entitled and rude and horrid people. Obviously, kids are entitled, rude, horrid, small people, and that's fine when they're little because that's how they learn. But then as they grow up, we want to know that they're growing up in a safe environment, but also to be decent people. And it's really hard because no matter where you go, oh God, she's back.
Hello.
No matter where you go, there's judgment, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
On it. So you either get judged for being too harsh or judged for being too gentle. Yeah. And I sometimes, with the worries episode, I actually got a message from someone who is a fantastic mother. And she said basically she worries that the way she parents her child, she was worried that it will be seen as a form of abuse. Because you never know where the line is anymore.
Yeah, well, that's it.
And she gets worried about telling her child off in public. Yeah. And I was thinking, when did we get to this day and age? And I think with ADHD, it's worse because, as I was saying, you don't know whether you're shouting at them for them being bad or if you've been triggered and in your head they're being bad. And I think that's what Stu doesn't understand. Yeah. I'll snap and he'll be like, they were just being kids. Yeah, yeah. But then I can't regulate myself. No. So if I can't then step away to calm down...
Yeah. Like, John will go to me, just go and calm down. I'm like, do not tell me to calm down.
I'm like that. I'm like, don't you dare. And then
you
like 10
move,
minutes
I need
later, I'm
to.
like, I need you to calm down.
Yeah. It's like, go and take some deep breaths. I'm like, do not tell me to take some deep breaths. I'm fine. But in realist terms, I need to go and have 2 minutes to myself to try and calm down.
It's so hard, isn't it?
Yeah, especially like when you're out and about though, like in a shop, like going shopping is very triggering for me.
I'm the same.
Like say like we went to B&M the other day, all the it was on a Saturday as well, all the noise.
I think we're about. She's
choking,
fine.
is she?
No, she's not choking. She's absolutely fine.
No, like for shopping, like I struggle being out in a shop. I struggle being out by myself in a shop with the kids because I think like people are judging me constantly.
Yeah.
So I'm already triggered before I get in the shop.
I'm the same.
So when I go with John, it's a little bit easier. But yeah, I'm still triggered. So when the kids are like, they were choosing a toy the other day, taking too long, I was thinking, just choose a toy.
Get me out
for
of
God's
here.
sake. Yeah. Like, but then you feel bad for trying to rush them out. But like I'll say to them in the shop, because I do tell them, like, Mummy's feeling a little bit overwhelmed right now.
Yeah.
And Ella's a little bit older, so she sort of understands a little bit more. Because she's the same, she does get a bit overwhelmed, she has to take herself off and have deep breaths and stuff.
Yeah.
But
James does.
She doesn't like doing deep breaths. Like, she'll do them at school, no bother, but at home, she's like, no.
Yeah, I'm fine. Sure.
It's alright, I'm fine, doesn't matter. But,
James is the same, actually. On my birthday, no one understood that I could see James was getting overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So I was telling him to go upstairs.
Yeah.
I wasn't sending him upstairs. He wasn't in trouble. I was saying, you go upstairs. It's absolutely fine, because it was a busy day. We'd been out for dinner. Dinner was, quite a few of us. Then in this house there was a few of us, and it was like I could see that he couldn't cope with it. So I was telling him to go upstairs, but then everyone was kind of getting a bit thing with me that I'd sent him upstairs.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not sending him upstairs.
Yeah.
I'm giving him an out.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be up there for long, but if he wants to be, he can be.
Yeah.
We have to have...
It's an option, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to have the option to step away.
Yeah.
And I want him to know, as he grows up, that he's allowed to step away.
Yeah.
He's allowed to step out of a situation, take a deep breath, cool down.
Yeah.
Because for me, when I'm overwhelmed, I get hot.
Yeah, me too.
So, like, I need to cool down.
Yeah.
But the thing of being in the shop, we had a similar experience the other day. We were in Home Bargains, another very triggering shop.
No.
So busy. And we were in on a Saturday as well, because it was
I
after
avoid
Singstars.
at weekends at all
Saturday
costs.
afternoon at the Workington one, so it's massive and
God,
busy.
yeah.
And I don't know it as well, which freaks me out.
Yeah.
I don't know the aisles.
Yeah.
And when aisles get moved, oh my God.
It's a nightmare, isn't it?
Yes.
I go to the co-op, Clayton Moore, because I know the layout, I know where things are, I can quickly do the self-scan.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, but like my mum will say, why do you go co-op? It's most expensive. I was like, I'd rather pay that little bit more for a peace of mind.
I'm exactly the same. I like the shops I know.
Yeah.
I can't step into a shop if I don't know it.
Yeah.
Like, I freak out. But we were in a similar situation, and I was actually buying pyjamas, and I was saying to you, I've gained a bit of weight, and like things aren't fitting me right. And I picked up a pair of pyjamas because they were soft, so I had to have them.
Yeah.
And they were size 8 to 10.
Yeah.
And I was just picked them up, put them in the basket, headed to the tills. And it was as I was about to put them on the till, I was like, are they going to fit me, or are they going to be too tight? Because I can't handle them being too tight. And I started to freak out. And Stu, I was not saying this, so Stu was just watching me like this, like stood still, frozen, halfway putting it onto the till.
Yeah.
And then I was like, right, we need to step out this line now. And he was like, what? But it felt like everyone in the queue was closing in on me.
Yeah.
Because I was starting to freak out about what could potentially be a sensory issue.
Yeah.
Because if they were too tight, I was going to freak out.
Nightmare, yeah.
And in the end, I was holding them up to my waist, and it was fine, so I put them in, but I was like... Then on the way home, I was starting to get a bit, should I have bought them? Should I have gone bigger? But I can't stand them too slack, because then they slip down, and that freaks me out.
Horrible, isn't it?
They have to be just right. And Stu doesn't get it, because he'll wear anything.
Yeah.
Like, he will chill out in this house, in his, like, jeans, in his work pants. He's not bothered. Right, if you can hear background noise, that's Alessia just dragging a chair around. She's dragging a wooden chair along a tile floor. So, if you can hear background noise, there's that. There's the washing machine. 2 people with sensory disorder and ADHD getting distracted, and we're absolutely screwed.
And so it's when cars keep going past the window, I'm like...
I know. I keep looking over, and I need to stop. Hello, Alessia.
Are you come to join the conversation?
Do you want mic'd up? No? Okay. Right, where were we at? You've got notes, I haven't. You're on the ball, I'm not.
Well, the next one I've got is ADHD and relationship issues.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you're, like you said, you're in a relationship with someone who has ADHD.
Yeah.
Alessia, stop it now, please. I'm going to pause it for a sec. Okay. Right. Relationships and ADHD. So your partner has ADHD, you're saying?
Yeah.
So how does that affect your relationship?
Oh, well, at first, obviously, because I've got sensory disorder, well, I didn't know about, obviously, the term for it. So when I was being touched out, I was like, I can't deal with you even coming from work, can't give me a hug and a kiss. I'm like, no, I'm too overwhelmed, please, just leave me alone.
Yeah.
But he thought I was being, like, funny. Like, do you know what I mean? So it created sort of a wedge between us for a little bit until I sort of worked out what it was. And I said to him, look, it was just communication issue, really.
Yeah.
I said, look, you're coming in from work, I've had the kids, because he works 12-hour shifts. So if it's this weekend, I've had the kids for 12 hours solid, sometimes longer. And I'll say to him, look, I'm just a little bit touched out. The kids have been jumping all over me all day. There's been too much noise. I'm too overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And then he comes in. What's up?
Oh. Or at least she's telling you.
Yeah. Want this?
Honestly, this must be awful to listen to. This is real life. Yeah, I get that. I often feel touched out by the time Stuart's home, because obviously I was just saying to you about Alessia. When she's tired, she will pick at my nails, which knocks me sick. And she's very, very clingy, so she likes to be held. And that's fine. Like, I know I'll miss it. Everyone keeps telling me I'll miss it. I will. I get it. I know. We look back with, like, rose-tinted glasses, but, like, this is my day. This, like, that noise on repeat and then picking my nails and stuff. Yeah. And she's teething. She's 19 months old. She's probably in a leap or something. She's not sleeping. Yeah. It's just intense. But by the time Stuart's home, I don't really want him to walk in and give me a hug some days. And yet other days it's the only thing I need.
Yeah, it's odd, isn't it?
Yeah, and he can't gauge when I need it. Yeah. But the problem is, when I need it, I kind of need him to take control and not me. Yeah. So it's very hard. I understand it's hard for him. Yeah.
I know, because when they come in, it sort of feels like you're rejecting them a little bit, and you think, like, I'll say to him, it's not you, like, it's me. Yeah. I'm too overwhelmed. Yeah.
Like, when we first met, Stu would want to cuddle, sleep, like spoon. Yeah. And I can't do that. Yeah. Like, I can't cope with it. It's too much for me. I feel suffocated. So I would always kind of push him off. Yeah. And I think he felt a bit rejected by it. Yeah. And I was like, no, it's just the way you're touching me and I don't like it. But, like, when to somebody who doesn't have sensory disorder, you think, like, oh, your partner's touching you. Like, what's wrong with that? Do you know what I mean? It's like... Like, I've never met anyone else who has it, so I feel like we're really, like, offloading on each other. Yeah. Because it's nice to have someone who gets it. Yeah. I kind of just wish it was talked about more so that other people would get it. Yeah. Like, well, the first time I listened to your podcast, that was sort of like, oh my God, there's somebody else finally. Yeah, I'm not crazy. Yeah. Because, like, I'll say to John, like, I can't listen to you right now because the washing machine's on, my shoes are wrong, I'm itchy, I can hear the plumbing right now while you're talking to me, and I'm trying to focus on you, I promise. But, like, it's strange that, like, I can't focus on you talking or whatever because there's other noises. Like, how do you explain that to other people? Because they look at you crazy. But I can't understand how other people can do it because I've never been able to. Yeah. So when other people are able to hold a conversation and there's loads happening, I'm like, what are you doing? How are you doing this? Yeah. But ADHD stacked on top of sensory disorder, it's just a nightmare. Yeah. It really is. And then you've got parenting and relationships involved in that. You. Nerve bullet. The trouble is, for me as well, my ADHD comes in waves. Yeah. Thank you for letting me know that note. So I will go for absolute weeks of having the house totally in order. Yeah. I'll be on top of the washing. Yeah. Everything's put away. The dishwasher's loaded as we finished with stuff. Everything's just done. I cope really well with the sensory disorder when that's happening. Yeah. And I can often wear slightly nicer things. They're still not what loads of people could wear. Yeah. That, like, what I would find uncomfortable. But I could wear, like, a dress that maybe isn't as elastic. Yeah. Yeah. And I can maybe wear my nicer bras. Yeah. But I can, like, I go through stages of that, and then I'll wake up one morning and that's gone. Yeah. And I'm in a wave of I can't wear anything except pyjamas. The thought of putting a bra on freaks me out.
It's horrible, isn't it?
The kids say good morning to me and I'm like, hey, what? Get away.
Do you know something? It's it's whatever side of the bed you wake up on. Like, sometimes the kids come through and they're like, because my kids are so loud in the morning, come bursting through my bedroom door, morning, mum, like dead loud, and you think, some days I'm like, oh, right, time to get up for school. Other days I'm like, please, just a little bit quiet. But then I feel bad, obviously, because they're just coming in to say morning, they're awake, they're happy, because they share a room, so they have a little conversation before they even come in, so they're fully awake.
Yeah,
but,
and they're ready for the day, and you're just not.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just say, right, go downstairs, have 5 minutes, I'll be down in a minute, just so I can sort of,
I do that, yeah. I mean, my kids tend to come down before me and Alessia, and I think part of it for me is because I'm waking up to Alessia after a full night with Alessia.
Yeah.
Because the past 2 weeks or so she's been back in our bed every night.
Yeah.
And so I'm not really getting any downtime apart from she'll go into her bed for a bit in the evening.
Yeah.
But then I've got that parenting balance of, do I clean? Do I sit and read?
Yeah.
Do I watch the telly? Do I spend time with Stuart? Do I do some admin?
Yeah.
And trying to balance that out and figure out what I need most. And by the time I've figured out what I need most...
the time's gone.
she's up and she wants me, and I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Straight back into it.
So I try and get into a routine, once the kids have gone to school, sort of do, sort of your daily jobs. Mm-hmm. But sometimes that's all I literally manage. Yeah. Just your daily jobs, and, counters, dishwasher, stuff like that. And then some days I'll go home and I can... deep clean the house, and it's fine. It's strange, isn't
Some
it?
days Stuart comes in and I've done a full declutter, and I've got things ready for the tip, and I've I mean, I was saying about that cupboard, don't open that door, but some days he'll come in and you can step into that cupboard because it's so organised, and I can really hear the washing machine right now, so I'm so sorry.
That's alright.
And it's very hard to explain to him. Because he'll be like you keep saying about when Leslie's in nursery, you keep saying, well, everything will be fine then. I'm like, I'll try. But there might be days when she goes to nursery and I do nothing because I'm staring at all the jobs that need done, and my brain can't put them in order of what needs done most.
But trying to explain that to somebody how you come home and sit for a full 6 hours, but you're that completely overwhelmed by all the tasks.
Yeah.
I'll say to him at the half, I'll text him from work saying, I'm sorry, but it's basically just the dishwasher done today. And he's like, oh, it's fine, don't worry about it. But you feel guilty.
Yeah, Stuart's the same. He's so good, and he'll come in, and if I've had a bad day, he'll be like, right, well, I'll help you, let's do it together.
Yeah.
Or he'll try and get bits done while I'm at work. So he's good for stuff like that. But I do feel like, because he works longer hours than me and he earns more money, and I'm still, I don't know if you feel like this, I still feel like a stay-at-home mum. Yeah. Because I work evenings.
Yeah.
So... I'm I've lost my train of thought. I kind of feel really guilty about it if I haven't got loads done. Yeah. Because
you're at home and you think, why could you not be doing these jobs?
Yeah, and it's not like I sit watching telly with snacks. I don't lay there on the sofa. Yeah. I sit looking at all the things that need done and freaking myself out about it and convincing myself I'm lazy and convincing myself I'm worthless.
Yeah, I'm the exact same. My self-talk is horrible.
Yeah.
I try and be positive, but some days I just look and I think, why can you not just do it?
Yeah.
Stop being so lazy, just get up and do it. But some days I just physically can't.
No,
and I think
it's
a big stigma around, obviously, ADHD, because it's that darker side that a lot of it doesn't get talked about.
Yeah. I mean, as I was saying, most people think that it's boys climbing the walls.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when I was first diagnosed with it, the amount of people who said to me, either, well, everyone has a bit of ADHD.
Oh, God, yeah.
Or, you haven't got ADHD, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was diagnosed by a medical professional. Yeah. I have got ADHD. I match so many of the symptoms. Yeah. I mean, that, tick box thing, it was tick, 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 tick. And you saw, it's not, because I have a combined ADHD, so I'm attention deficit and hyperactive. Yeah. And I mean, you saw when you arrived, I was just, I couldn't sit. Yeah. And I couldn't sit until I'd, messed about a bit. And even now, I'm messing with my hands and I'm fidgeting and, it's, no one seems to get that. Yeah. That I'm not looking for attention. I'm not trying to be loud. Yeah. I'm not meaning to interrupt people. I'm not meaning to seem rude. I'm not meaning to not listen. I'm trying my best. Yeah. Hello. I am trying my best to do all of it. I just physically can't.
Yeah.
And it's really, really hard
It is, yeah.
to explain.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like really good that we're like getting this out. You're all right.
But it's like trying to parent on top of all them symptoms as well and everything that's going on and trying to keep it cool.
What?
It's so hard.
Especially with a little demon child, as we're learning.
She's the cutest. Aren't you?
I'm going to pause for a second again while she's in here. Right, that'll have felt like a second. But we must have been paused for like half an hour there, just chatting and laughing. So we were talking about waves. Mine comes in waves. Does yours come in waves?
Yeah.
Then?
It depends really what sort of day I've had or what I've woke up like.
Yeah.
So I've just noted down here. Some of them is like if my kids wake up in a good mood. Mm-hmm. Like if they're in a good mood, I'm in a good mood, everything's fine.
Yeah, I bounce off James's moods more than anything.
Yeah.
Because James has he'll be very angry or very happy.
Yeah.
He's so far on each way that I bounce off him.
Yeah.
And it's awful that I rely on a 7-year-old's moods to do my day well, but I do.
The thing is though, when they're in good mood, you're in a little bit of a better mood because you think, right, there's maybe not going to be no kick-offs today. Maybe we'll be all right today. But things like my time of the month, my period, like if I'm on a heavy period, because you said as well you have bad periods as well.
Yeah, I'm in the menopause at the minute.
Oh yeah. But the symptoms, obviously, with your periods, it knocks me right on edge sometimes. Yeah. I'm overwhelmed because I'm in pain, like crippled. Yeah. So if it's one of them, then I'm going to have a bad day. Yeah. So yeah, it just sort of depends really. But then so it does sort of come in a wave where the house is clean. It's not tidy, but it's clean. Yeah. Because obviously with kids, you can't keep it clean anyway, can you? And I'll feel on top of everything. I'll feel fine. But then other days and other weeks, I think like I can only do the bare minimum today because it's too hard. I
think with ADHD, you're so far one way or the other. It's like I'm saying about James's moods. Actually, you're so far in being in a good wave where literally there isn't a crumb in your house, or everything's everywhere. Yeah. The dishes are piling up. Yeah. And you're looking around thinking, I don't know what to do first, so I'm going to do none. Yeah. And that's kind of how my waves work. It's the same with doing things with friends. I'm either like dead sociable, let's do this, let's do that, I want to see you, I want to see, and I want to come to this, I want to come to that. Or it's, I can't do this, I can't socialise, I can't concentrate, I can't bear the noise. We're going to lose track so much, there's so much noise in this room right now. You're alright, you're just tired. But yeah, I do think it comes in waves, and that can complicate things for people understanding it as well. Yeah. Because they'll be like, well, you're fine, your house is clean. Yeah. Or you go to these things, and I'm like, not always. No, yeah. Sometimes I almost act like a hermit. I lock myself away, and like, I'll drop the kids at school, and I'll keep my bra on, because once my bra's off, it's not going back on. That's a rule in this house. So I'll keep my bra on, but I will genuinely take my knickers off and put on pyjama bottoms for through the day. Yeah. Just to do housework. You are so tired. We're nearly done, Leslie, I promise. Oh, darling. So obviously it comes in waves, that's what we're saying. Yeah. So what about things like the ADHD superpowers? So hyperfocus. Yeah. Dealing well in a crisis. Yeah. Does that come in waves for you, or is that like a constant for those kind of things?
For me, yeah, it does come in waves. Like I have, like obviously, I don't know if you have as well, I have like hobbies, and then I'll like hyper focus on the hobby, and then that'll be it. Can't think about anything else. I like research it constantly. Yes. And I'm like, I can't think about anything else right now.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same.
But like good in, I wouldn't say like good in a crisis. I am if it's like pure panic mode, and I'm like, right, this is what we need to do. Yeah. I'm good like that way, but again, it sort of comes in a wave. Like I'm not like that all the time.
That's like me. I mean, when Lily had, that's a lovely song, Alessia. It's really lovely. But I can see how loud it is on the mic, so I can tell that's being picked up quite loud. When Lily had her seizure last year, I don't remember phoning Stuart, and I don't remember packing the bag. Yeah. But I rang Stuart and was like, right, can you meet me at the hospital? Lily's had a seizure.
Yeah.
Rather than ringing an ambulance, I'm taking her there now.
Yeah.
I got all three in the car. And like we were just saying, Jesus, Alessia, hitting me? When we were saying, to get out the house, we do things in steps, and it can be really overwhelming because we overthink. But I didn't do that. I scooped them all up, I put them in the car.
Yeah.
And I think that was my ADHD in good mode of like, right, we can do this.
You can do it,
Yeah, we have to do this, so
Yeah.
we're going to do it
Yeah.
because it needs done. And
Yeah.
I think that's part of being a mum as well.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
when things need done, it does come down to us a lot of the time.
Yeah.
All right, Alessia. But no, I'm glad that we're so similar
Yeah.
because it makes me feel a bit less weird and a bit less lazy. Right, you need to just calm down. I know you're tired. Should we finish up? Oh, baby.
Bless her.
Oh, baby, it's okay. That's all being picked up though, Alessia, so let's stop.
But you do, though, you feel like you're the only one. Like,
Yeah.
it's not normal to be like
Yeah.
this, but it is.
So, right, sorry, she's hitting my mic. That's going to sound terrible. So, if anyone listening has...
Let's see ya.
Leslie, do you want that?
What's this?
Want that? If anyone listening has ADHD, what would your advice to them be as someone who's dealing with it?
Probably just talk about it.
Yeah.
I think that was sort of the massive issue for me and John. We didn't have any communication.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was constantly by myself. I was struggling a lot. And it's just go to the doctors, get some help.
Yeah.
So the help's there, but
Yeah.
you don't have to be alone. Like that group.
Honestly, ADHD
Yeah.
by Claire McNulty on Facebook.
You'd invited me to that, and I've had to flick through that as well, and it makes you feel less alone
Yeah.
with your symptoms. The only thing is that I was thinking of with the superpower. I think though a lot of the darker side of ADHD isn't talked about a lot.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know if you have. Like I have obviously the depression that come after the kids.
Yeah.
Like RSD. I don't know if you have that or not.
Right. Are you alright if I pause for a second? Right, we're back. Alessia's gone out the room, she'll be back in a sec.
Oh, hang
So-
on, wait, pause because that's fell off.
Oh, yeah. Right, nightmare. So, you were saying about RSD.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, I struggle with this massively.
yeah.
Like rejection sensitive dysphoria. It's paired obviously with the ADHD. A lot of people
Yeah.
do have it as well. But it's something I've always sort of struggled with. I felt like even the slightest thing, like somebody being off of me, or like say I've sent you like the mums on the school run. One day they'll say hello to me, the next they won't, and I
Yeah.
think, oh my god, what have I done?
Yeah.
Like.
I'm exactly the same, and I'll convince myself. There was times when we moved here. Initially, obviously, the kids started playing out because we used to live in a village where there wasn't pavement,
Yeah.
so I didn't let them play out.
Yeah.
And now we live on a nice little estate, so
Yeah.
they play out. And I started to convince myself that when they played out with their friends, instead of staying here with me,
Yeah.
they didn't love me as much,
Yeah.
which is so stupid.
Yeah.
But I absolutely was like, oh, they don't want to be with me.
Yeah.
My own children don't
Yeah.
want to be with me. And I couldn't say that to anyone.
No.
Because everyone would have been like, their
That's
kids,
insane.
they want to play out with their
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
But to me, I felt a bit heartbroken every time they left.
Yeah.
And like, then when Stuart would kind of defend them going, or like if their friends would knock at the door and then Stuart would send them out without like speaking to me, I'd be like, oh, none of them care what I
Yeah.
like feel.
Yeah.
It's so daft
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, of course they do. Oh God, here she is. She's running back. She's getting tired, so we'll have to wrap up soon. But I'm exactly the same,
Yeah.
and that's also not talked about enough. But I feel like we should maybe do a part 2 of this
Yeah,
episode at some
yeah,
point because
yeah.
there's loads to talk
Oh
about.
yeah,
in there.
definitely.
Like
Yeah.
I think I sent you over like 6 topics and
Yeah.
we've managed to like do it all
Yeah.
plus some.
Yeah.
So I think it would be worth like revisiting.
Yeah,
and when we do
definitely.
it, we should maybe sit in a quieter room and get a babysitter.
Oh, bless her.
But I really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks
Thank
for
you
having
so
me.
much.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Has it been all right?
Yeah, I was a bit nervous.
A bit. I didn't get messages.
Yeah.
I was like, don't worry, I'm nervous too.
Yeah, I was really nervous because I'm not like the most confident, so.
No, nor am I.
Yeah, so like coming here and doing this, it was like quite a big thing for me.
Yeah.
But no, I've
I'm
really,
proud
really,
of you.
Oh, thanks.
I am.
No, I've really
No.
enjoyed it. Yeah.
I'm really glad you've come on. I hope that it kind of helps anyone else listening.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
you know they're not alone in it,
Yeah.
and that if you're having any of these kind of feelings, it might actually be ADHD.
Yeah.
You know, you're not always, like, yeah, some people are lazy. I never know quite how to say it. You're potentially not lazy.
Yeah.
You're potentially not, actually depressed. It could be a thing from the ADHD because you fill yourself with such low confidence in yourself, low self-esteem, because unless you're just on Superman out the room, you convince yourself you're worthless and it's crap.
Yeah, but it's that much as a mother. You've got to try and balance that many different things. Like, you think you've comes up as looks like depression, but it could be ADHD burnout.
Yeah.
Like, because I've had that a good few times where I'm just like, I can't physically do anything.
Yeah, I have.
And it makes you feel poorly.
Yeah.
Like, it's horrible.
Yeah, I sometimes say to Stuart, I don't feel very well. And he'll be like, why, what's up? Because to him, if he doesn't feel well, he can say, oh, it's my head, it's my stomach, it's aches.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, I just don't feel well.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
everything,
feel,
isn't it?
ugh.
Yeah.
This is the only way to describe it. Like, ugh. I'm not overly tired. I'm not, like, I haven't got a proper headache. I haven't got a really bad stomach, but something's niggling in my body.
Off,
and I feel unwell.
Yeah.
That's the only way to describe it.
I'm exactly the same.
I think we should definitely do a part 2.
Part 2.
Because we're still chatting. Like, I've tried to wrap this up so many times, and I just keep talking. Right. So thank you so much for coming on.
That's all right. Thank you
for
having me.
I really appreciate it. So I hope you all enjoyed that episode. Molly's just left. It was potentially a bit loud in the background, I'm really sorry, and we did keep getting a bit distracted. There was cars going by outside, the bin lorry came, Alessia was in and out, she was making noise, the washer was on, and if you don't have sensory disorder or ADHD, you're not going to understand how hard it was to concentrate. She was actually here for hours because we kept pausing and just laughing and chatting, and we really got on, so that's exciting, and hopefully there'll be some exciting things to come in the future. One of which is definitely going to be a part 2 of this episode. So if you enjoyed it, please watch out for a part 2 of Molly coming back on, because I thought that was really, really good, and I think we covered some really important stuff. Please remember, if you're able, could you subscribe to the podcast on all platforms if possible? It makes a huge difference. It just helps the reach. And if you could rate and review the podcast on the platforms as well, that would make a massive difference. Thank you so much for listening. As always, to Mama's Gone Mad.
Mama's gone mad. Mama's gone mad. Mama's gone mad. Mama's gone mad. Mama's gone mad.
So I don't know if you've heard of Rudy before, but they are basically an online store that sell period swimwear and period underwear. I use them. I've used them for quite a while now, and I am now working with them, and I'm able to offer you 15% off any order. So if you want your 15% off, just use code MAMA15 at checkout. The link to the website will be in the bio.